There are certain high schools here in New England that are simply synonymous with hockey, and Arlington High School is definitely one of them. To be a high school hockey player means something in Arlington. It all began under legendary head coach Ed Burns, where the team spent many days and nights practicing on the frozen Spy Pond. And since 2011, former Spy Ponder player and current head coach John Missouri has been carrying the torch for Arlington High. Missouri's teams have competed in 6 Super 8 tournaments and won 2 Division I state championships in 2017 and 2020, and only the 3rd public high school in Massachusetts to do so. Tonight, I'm with the Arlington High School boys hockey team, and tonight, it's Hockey Night in New England.
I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man's so tough, but man's keep walking. Hot like fire on the pond, if you wanna touch man, please use caution.
Hockey Night in New England is brought to you by Duncan. Where there's hockey, there's Duncan.
I'm pretty certain we're the winningest program in the history of high school hockey in Massachusetts, for sure, right? Like, nobody's won more than us in the history of the state. And like, we've won 2 Super 8s in the last 5 or 6 years, right? Like, we won the one in 16-17 in the Garden, and we won the winners bracket during the pandemic, and we were 3-0, and we were the #1 team coming into the tournament, and we beat everybody, and then we beat Pope Francis to go to the Garden, and then the game got canceled, and we got named co-champs with Pope Francis. And like, we're the only public school to have won a state tournament 2 times in the last 60 years, right? And you know who the last one to do that was? Arlington. You know, we're proud of that, and you know, we go out every night and we understand, like, you know, what we got to bring and the pressure that's on us from being from Arlington.
That pressure of playing for Arlington not only comes from the rich winning history, but from the generational legacy the team has.
The Russell kid, I actually coached his dad the first year I ever coached in midget hockey. Then Kelly's going to come in here, and I played with his dad. And Davey's going to come in here, and I played with his dad. Jones is going to come in here, I played with his dad, right? Like, you know, look at, I went to Princeton, and Princeton's like special place. My connections are still Arlington. There's just a better bond. We grew up together. For instance, today's practice, there were 5 alumni on the ice, right? College kids who were playing college hockey who came down and skated with us today while they're on break, right? And like, those kids could be doing anything. Like, they could be at the mall, they could be at a bar, they could be doing anything, right? And they chose to come down and skate with their high school team, right? And so I let the kids know, my standard line is, the reason that high school sports is limited to 4 years, because if it wasn't, you'd be trying out against your parents.
If it wasn't limited to 4 years, I think these kids would be trying out against a lot more family members than just their parents.
Ever since I was young, my family's always been big on hockey. My grandpa played, my dad played, and they all played here, so I always wanted to play here since I was young.
I think it's special knowing my dad played, same jerseys I'm wearing.
Because like, my whole family grew up playing hockey. Like my dad, my uncle, all my cousins, and here too, so just to be a part of that's pretty special.
Yeah, my dad played when he was in high school here, so it's important to me to kind of play under him. And I feel like the rink, the Ed Burns Arena, like the coaches, just him being here for like coaching for 50 years, probably more than that, just very important.
My dad's been taking me to the game since I was probably 4 years old. Watched my brother play. He still comes back to practice. Like, all the alumni come back. It's just everyone, like, it's an event in Arlington. Like, the high school team plays, everyone comes down. It's a community.
I mean, ever since when I was little, I'd come to the Arlington games, and you know, Arlington always had a good team. So watching, you know, even my older cousin play for Arlington, and just guys who still stick around today, who come back to the practices, watching them play was just awesome. I always looked up to them. They were so good.
Hey, Dark Roast drinkers, there's a side of Duncan you haven't seen. The darkest, roastiest side we've ever had. Pretty good dark voice, huh? Meet Duncan Midnight, our darkest brew yet. Members get a $1 medium when ordering ahead.
Mara Flooring and Design, with Central Massachusetts' largest selection of quality flooring products, featuring Mohawk carpet, wood, vinyl, and rugs, including Mohawk Redwood Select with a lifetime all-pet warranty, along with expert installation, repair, and advice from Mara's skilled installers and project specialists.
When you walk out of here, we want you to be able to say, wow, that was a great place. That was a great experience. Being a family-owned business, it's our pleasure to earn your business.
You know, he was a great kid, and obviously you're here, you're in the hockey community, and there's no better community, and that's where he was brought up. That's where his character was formed. That's where all his friendships began.
Corey would be the ultimate glue guy, for sure. Someone that was incredibly inclusive. You know, the biggest problem we ever had with Corey is that he'd show up with too many people everywhere he went.
He was at a fundraiser for Pete Frady's down in Nantucket. Sure, yeah. And he had raised more than money than anybody else. That's what filled his heart with joy, and as a result, people loved him, and he was always helping people. So Corey still inspires us all. The foundation's called the Corey C. Griffin Foundation, but we call it Corey's Kids now.
I think when you get to see these young children and you see their lives improving over the years, and we think that we had a small part in that. You know, Corey didn't get to have a family of his own, would have been a great dad. We consider these kids Corey's kids.
The Corey Griffin Foundation is focused on making sure that every child, no matter of background or family situation, has an opportunity to succeed, achieve, and thrive.
The Corey C. Griffin Foundation started and really was an extension of the work my brother was doing while he was here with us.
We would love for more people to get involved, to come to help these kids, interact with these kids, and be the role model that these kids could use.
We're so proud of what we've been able to do in Corey's name, and we know that he is too.
All right, Josh, you and I both know that one of the most important aspects about being a successful hockey player is skating.
Yeah, well, you can never be too good of a skater, and the more powerful and efficient you are, the more energy you're going to have at the end of the game.
Okay, so at J Squared Hockey, you guys are all about the treadmill here that we're standing on. Why the treadmill?
Yeah, well, it's a great tool because it gives you instant feedback. We're working on body positioning and push direction, and so when you have each stroke, the track's going to tell you if it's a good one or not based on if you're traveling east to west or if you go further back into the track.
So it almost highlights your mistakes immediately. You can feel them in real time. Okay. All right, and so why not just go to the ice and do that?
Yeah, well, on the ice, there's going to be a lot of people. It's tough to get ice
Yeah.
time these days, such a busy area. But here we get to focus on one or a small group of maybe 2 or 3. So
wow.
you're really going to get to focus in on yourself. And with the video, you're going to get instant feedback not only from the track, but with the delayed captured video, you're going to get to see your shift. And then hopefully what we're talking about and what you're feeling is going to connect.
So aside from just skating, you're also working on speed and reaction. How are you doing that here?
Yeah, so the treadmill, we work on going faster in a straight line, but there's other ways to gain speed in hockey. And so we have some really cool neurovisual tools that we work on. We have light balls, some programs on the computer, and then of course this awesome Dynavision board where we're working on peripheral vision and reaction time.
And so it must be fun and competitive too.
Yeah, it's great. We track all the results, and so they're always wondering what their friends got or trying to beat their previous score. So it works really well.
Tell the folks a little bit about your background and how you started the Shift Group.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up playing hockey. I'm from Marlborough, Mass. Originally, went to Cushing, played at Holy Cross, and when I retired, I kind of was lost, and I tripped and fell into sales.
Yeah.
And I immediately loved it for all the boxes it checked from being a former athlete. Spent 15 years in sales and sales leadership, and what we do is we make sure that athletes don't trip and fall into sales. We give them a soft landing and some great foundational skills to really kick off their career in the right way.
Yeah, it's hard to make that change or that shift into being an athlete full time and having that mindset and then transposing that into a career. I suppose that's why you started the Shift Group.
For me, you tend to lose your identity a little bit, and what we try to do is show them like, hey, your identity should remain the same. You just need to take the focus that you put towards athletics, towards this new endeavor, and if you do it, you're going to be wildly successful.
And I know what's unique about you guys is that you're not just throwing them out there in the marketplace. There's real specific training that you guys provide as well.
Yeah, there's like anything, there's foundational skills that will make you successful if you get really good at them.
Yep.
So we kind of picked off like the top 6 that we think are most important. Once we train the kids on the 6 skills, we test them on it. And they're tested by a third-party seasoned seller that doesn't work for Shift Group. They give them grades, and we're launching a leaderboard in the next couple months here where companies will be able to actually log in, see where candidates stand against their peers, and watch game tape of them doing mock cold calls, doing mock discovery calls, presenting 30, 60, 90s. So full game tape before you ever interview a candidate for $0.
How can people get in touch with you?
They can visit our website, www.shiftgroup.io, and there's pages for athletes and for companies that they can find us on.
Great job. We're at Sports Etc. in Arlington, Mass, and I am with Will Spang. Will, what am I looking at here? This is a goalie skate, but it looks like a ski boot, and they missed the laces here. So tell us a little bit about the Bauer Connect.
Yeah, so this is Bauer's newest innovation for goalie skates this year. It uses a two-piece system. There's a shell to the boot, and there's also a liner that pops right out.
And it looks like the shell it's one piece.
It is.
It is,
yeah.
okay.
Yep, for ultimate comfort, they've replaced the laces with these two buckles inspired by ski boots that give the goalie the best fit and comfort possible.
Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting looking skate
It
too.
is.
I mean, I really look like I'm looking at a ski boot, but I guess it's easy to get on and off. It looks comfortable.
It is.
But what about performance?
So it has this hinge flex technology here,
Okay, yeah.
which allows the goalie more forward flex, better attack angle, which gives them more mobility in the crease.
And Bauer's come out with a new line, which is the mock. You got the pads, the gloves, you got the stick. I mean, they're really all about innovation.
Oh, absolutely. Every year there's something new and great.
Good job. Thanks, Will. For more information on the Connect or the mock or anything else related to hockey, come down and see Will and the rest of the crew at Sports Etc.
Not only do the players have to hold the weight of the legacy, but the coach does as well. In his tenure, Coach Missouri has been doing that exceptionally well.
You know, when you're coaching in Arlington, you got to live up to the tradition that we have here, right? Like we got, you know, you got to win, you got to play the right way. You know, the legacy left by the coaches previously, Mr. DiCaprio and legendary Mr. Burns. So, you know, I told the kids a few weeks ago, like, how lucky they are to play in Arlington, and nobody's entitled to play here. And neither am I entitled to be the coach here.
He's super smart. He's all about the players, and he's like a strategist. He's like a chess player. He knows everything before it's going to happen. He always has a plan, and it's really a special plan for him because he's been doing it for so long, and he has great legacy as a coach.
Wants to see everyone get better. He puts the time in with each and every kid. Make sure like he keeps tabs on you. He knows what you're doing. He make sure you're working in the winter, or not in the winter, in the summer, in the spring, in the fall. He gives you opportunities, gets you on teams in the fall. Make sure you're ready for the high school season.
Before games, I mean, he just tells us like what's expected of us and what he wants us to do, and
you know, he tells us like you can't expect to win a game, you have to earn it. So no matter who you're playing. If it's the worst or the best, you got to bring it all. You got to play until that clock runs out.
One thing I'm sick about before this game a little bit, guys, it's like there's a lot of hype all about it, isn't it? Everybody's flying over red. No goals, no nothing, blah, 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 right? Everybody talks about Belmont. And like, we kind of get plugged around everybody out. We don't get hyped. You know what I mean? Like, guys, we've been wrecking the state for the last 10 years. We don't get hyped, okay? And these guys are walking into our rink. I'm telling you, Sean walking in the rink. They think they got to blow you guys out. Let's go get them, start the game, keep the pace up, and then wear them out. All right? We got it? We're going Russ. We're going Fecta. We're going Killian. We're going Des. We're going Bonnie. We're going Davey. When we have conflicts, or I have a kid who's upset about his playing time, or you have a kid who's like not happy with his line, I think especially at this age, like I definitely, and my staff, like we definitely got to be in charge, but at times we got to look inward, right? Because like coaching's pretty simple. If a kid's not playing well, your team's not playing well, like you're the guy in charge of the ship. How you steering it?
I've heard this term before. He's not a joystick coach. Tells us what he would do in our situation. He just keeps it simple.
And I'd watch those movies when the teams win it, and I'd be like, we're never, and I'd watch this, you know, we're never gonna win it. And then, you know, like that, right guys, right culture, you know. I think a lot of times, you know, especially as I've done this over time, it's like I've gone from being like, hey, I'm the hammer, to like, okay, what am I doing wrong here in this situation? How am I not reaching this kid, right? So, and I think sometimes you gotta look and say like, hey, I gotta do something a little bit different here.
he always has a plan going in. He never leaves us empty-handed. We always have something to go to war with, and he always makes sure to plan in practice or film or whatever it might be. Yeah, he's makes sure to be friends with all his players.
Just plain and simple, he's just made me a better role model and teammate. Like, I remember something he told me freshman year. He said, always play up. So like when I was a freshman, play like you're a sophomore. When I was a sophomore, play like you're a junior. And now I'm a junior. He said, play like you're a senior. So I think always just have confidence and just believe in yourself and play up like as an older player.
I just use my Dunkin' Rewards points for a free latte and donuts. Now I'm using those donuts to get out of a jam. New Dunkin' Rewards. Save them, stack them, use them how you want.
Now open, Warrior Ice Arena, the official practice and training center of the Boston Bruins. Our state-of-the-art facility brings the enjoyment of skating to all levels. Interested in learning how to skate or play hockey? Our hands-on staff will get you moving in no time. It's the perfect place for your corporate event, birthday party, or special occasion. Open daily, offering public skating, public hockey, and freestyle. Skate where the pros skate. Warrior Ice Arena at Boston Landing. Visit us at warrioricearena.com or 617-WARRIOR.
Sports Etc. Everything for hockey and more.
If you're looking for the best selection of everything for hockey and more, then come to Sports Etc. in Arlington, Mass. Since 1980, the experts at Sports Etc. have been properly fitting hockey players from beginners to pros, with trusted brands at great prices. Let the pros at Sports Etc. get you skating in the right direction. Visit Sports Etc. today for all your hockey needs.
For tonight's EPS quick tip, I just want to go over nutrition and sleep. These are the two most important behaviors where if you want to see performance gains both in the gym and on the ice, you have to make sure you're eating the right way and you're sleeping to recover at night. Ideally, you want to be sleeping 8 to 10 hours per night. And with nutrition, you want to focus on 3 big meals, 3 snacks, and then eating a lot of green vegetables and fruits to help you fuel the right way. And if you want to train with us at EPS, but you don't have the time or you can't get here in person, we just launched an online training platform called Edge Method that'll be able to help you guys learn from the best.
I'm with Tom Ford from Dynamic Skating. Tom, good to see you again. What are we talking about today as it pertains to skating?
We're going to go over and peel back the 10 to 2.
Okay.
So,
and what is that?
A couple players do it real well at the upper levels, Crosby being one of those.
Okay.
It's being able to open your body up while continuing moving momentum down the ice and just seeing the ice. So you can use this as a deception move. You can use this as a puck protection move.
Okay.
Different couple ways we can use it, but it's all how you come out of it too. Okay. It's not just an open and shut, but how to generate speed and momentum coming out.
All right, let's take a look.
So now we're going to peel back the 10 to 2.
Okay, why do you call it 10 to 2?
I'm led to believe because if you look down at your feet when you open up, right?
10 to 2.
10 to 2.
Got it.
Easy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, easy enough.
All right, what are we going to see from these guys?
So I call it a heel-to-heel step over, and we're going to work on keeping everything nice and tight, heel to heel, because I want the heels to almost connect.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Right over our stick. Keeps the shoulders back a little, slight forward lean, and he's just riding on his inside edges. Connects the heels, and he goes for the ride. Connects the heels and goes for the ride. Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Keeps his feet underneath the body, keeps everything stacked where it belongs. Okay? Right now with the 10 to 2, we're going to add on to the last drill, which we just did. So we're going to start loading up on that back skate. That separates a good player from a great player and how they come out of this movement with speed. So watch what we're going to do. Again, a figure 8 movement. Over the stick, he loads up on that back skate and he dries off of it right there. And if you notice, his shoulders just dropped there, which we really don't want to see. Now he's stacked. That's right where you want to see him, right in there. He's loaded up on that skate right there.
So when you're doing this in a group setting, you're always trying to correct those shoulders because the tendency is to bring them down.
Body position is everything. Posture is everything about being an athlete out here. And those shoulders have everything to do with where the weight is in the blade of the skate. Another variation with our 10 to 2. Now we're going to start implementing that front skate to grab ice and generate a little speed along with the back. So if he comes up, we'll call it infinite 10 to 2, infinite Crosby. The front is really grabbing ice. The back is driving down through. Keeps his shoulders back, everything stacked underneath his body. And if you see it, he's generating speed now instead of just losing speed or maintaining.
And he's really digging in there too.
Oh, you hear it. Yeah, you hear it. It's all inside edge right there. All right, here's our 4th variation with the 10 to 2. Okay. Now we're going to go down the ice in a straight line, and I want you to visually see and visually feel the different strides. We have a normal 45-degree angle stride, and then we're going to do what we call a heel drive, or heel stride. drives out, and then now heels connected.
Oh, right.
It's not even a T push. He finishes off almost like that, the heel stride.
And that gives him more power, is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For you to come out of that Crosby now, or the 10-2, you're generating a ton of speed and power.
Okay.
Okay, you're loading up.
Okay.
So now we're going to put everything together with puck on the stick using this 10-2 movement, and we're going to stay continuously open to this so we can see the ice. We can add a variation with the pass, but we're not going to do that right here.
All right, let's see it, guys.
So they stay open, open shot, open shot, open shot. Yep. Now release the puck, shot. There we go, hit the net that time, that's good. Open shot, open shot, open shot. You can see they're generating speed. You can hear them generate speed too as well. Whole thing about this is being balanced, right? Control with the puck, opening it up. Finish with the shot. Excellent, excellent. And the last thing I want to show is a way to use it as a puck protection mode.
Yeah, let's see it.
So now we're going to use the 10-2 body position to help ward off a defender. Use it as a puck protection mode. So if I'm out here, he's coming up, he's going to turn, use his body to shield off, right? So the body, the legs ward off, and that was an easy one.
Go
Good.
Go again.
Here we go. Boom, wards off. So not only are they protecting the puck, they're hiding the puck with this move, okay?
Yeah, and is that typically done when they're going against the boards like this?
It could be high in the slot, could be a defender picking up a puck, coming around, and someone's reaching in with their stick. It's used all over the ice, Joe, all over the ice.
All right, Grizz, I am the self-proclaimed king of dad jokes. Just ask my kids, they will tell you I've got great jokes. So here's what we're gonna do. We're each gonna take a sip of water. The other one is gonna read the dad joke, and you can't smile and you can't laugh. Okay. Think you can do it?
Yep.
I'll go first. Okay. What do you call a man with no shins? Tony. Get it? Tony. Tony. No shins? Hold on.
Wait. Oh, man. All right, you ready? How does The Rock pee? He Dwayne's his Johnson. You get it? Like he drains, but Dwayne.
I'm gonna die doing this. My daughter asked me if I had seen the dog bowl. I said no. I didn't even know he could. The dog bowl. Like the dog bowl. My turn. I asked my wife when her birthday was. She said March 1st. So I walked around the room and asked her again.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading a horror book in Braille. Something bad's gonna happen. I can feel it. That one actually got me.
I used to date a girl with one leg who worked at a brewery. She was in charge of the hops. Matty G, good to go.
With the whole community watching, the team hopes to inspire the next generation of Arlington hockey players with a deep run into the playoffs.
You know, growing up, you come down to the games every week. Like, my dad's been taking me to the games since I was probably 4 years old. Watched my brother play. He still comes back to practice. Like, all the alumni come back. It's just everyone, like, it's an event in Arlington. Like, the high school team plays, everyone comes down. It's a community.
Community's awesome. Everyone rallying around this team. Just like, I don't know, just like we were friends growing up, always playing hockey with them. And now at high school, we're playing for the town. It's really nice.
I mean, honestly, like, I'd say my first game ever, like, I was so nervous. Like, all the other kids were just way bigger and stronger than me. When I got out there, like, it was just something completely different than I've been used to. That was definitely something. And then last year, honestly every playoff game was just like unreal. Like the atmosphere was just so loud. I feel like you don't really get that as much at other schools, but in Arlington, like our crowd was insane, and just playing in like against Zavarian in the semifinal, that double OT game was just like you could barely even hear in the rink. So it was just, yeah, it was insane.
In order to keep the Arlington tradition alive, the team this year has to continue that buy-in mentality and put the team first.
Well, we're all super competitive and we all buy in. We're all a family when we're here. It's a family away from family, and we're all super competitive. So.
I mean, the culture's awesome. Like, everyone wants to win. Everyone's hard on each other, want each other to get better. And to win, I mean, we all just got to play hard, just like we've been doing.
I feel like it starts with blocking shots in practice. A lot of times coaches don't want their team blocking shots, could get hurt. But that kind of shows like willing to block one shot in practice for your goalie. Like, I feel like that transfers over to a game, which transfers over to the locker room.
You know, at the end of the day, you got to have good players, and on top of the good players, you got to have buy-in from them. Like, the biggest thing I've learned from coaching is there are times when you're better off without some players, even though they're your better players, if they don't have buy-in. I think, you know, as a coach, if any of the players become bigger than the program or the coach, then it's like once one horse is out of the barn, they're all out of the barn, right? So, you know, I love all the kids I coach. We have some high-end guys here, but we hold them all to the same standard and accountability. We're proud of our culture. Like the two teams that won it, like I've had teams that were better than them, but we didn't have the right culture and the right buy-in like all the way through, you know. And when you have that, and like, I think I understand the term locker room more than ever. Like when coaches talk about locker room, like the first thing a Navy SEAL does is make his bed. And why is that important? And it's got to be made perfect, right? Because that starts your day the right way. And like the teams that I win, it was always the right way, every practice, you know what I mean? Right way, right way. Like if I wrote a book about it, it would be like the same things happened. And the same things happened towards the end and in the tournament, and the way we played, and the way we were just like so like connected. You know what I mean? It's like they were just all on the same page, and they were playing great defense and making the plays. It was really like weird. Like if I took a game film and I put them on top of each other from the 17 team and the 20 team, the game film would look the same.
Only time will tell what the season holds. But so far, the Spy Ponders are off to a great start, sitting at the top at 5-1 with commanding wins over some of the top teams in the state. Hopefully they can spark some of that magic when the tournament comes around. With John Missouri at the helm and the legacy within the team, I think those chances of winning are extremely high.